Hello and welcome to round 7 of the Emilia GP here in FSGP. Today we have this famous Italian track called Autodromo Internazionale Enzo e Dino Ferrari. I will probably not say it for the entirety of the race, but this is the latest edition of the track where a lot of changes have happened across the years. This track was on the calendar, with the latest being in 1994 with the Tamburello complex of the turn 3 and 4. Before it was just one corner, and after death in 1994 of Senna, they have remodeled it. Sadly in 1994 there was also the death of Ratzenberger, but let's not get too up focused here, as now we have also the new cars here on track. And before I forgot to mention, the pit lane is now also for the first time identical with the real life track here on the outside. The latest change as well being Senna's memorial on the inside of turn 2, 3 and 4. So if the camera zooms over there, we will see his memorial on this track. So now let's get onto the grid. So let me take you through the grid now. Down in 18th we have Arturo Rizzato with a lap time of 56.6 seconds. Then in 17th, Ashley van der Steen. In 16th, we have David Wilson, and in 15th, Thomas Kain. In 14th, we have Xavier Alguera, and in 13th, Matthias Patarozzi. In 12th, we have Stephen Fish, and 11th, Edwin Zweigberg. In 10th, we have Vitor Almeida, and in 9th, Antonio Correa. 8th is Isaac Nilsson, and 7th, Jacob Legler. 6th, we have Brendan Pierce, and in up in P5, Cadillac Crafter. 4th is Elias Hoog. In top 3 is Koos van Doremalen. Top 2 is Jason Milanov. And up in pole position is Lozzi with a lap time of 50.5 lap time. As we're nearing lights out, you can feel the pressure from our top 3 drivers here today. Lozzi's first pole position up on track, and Doremalen being in third, having to switch it up here. He needs to take it out. It's lights out and away we go. As Lozzi gets a great start. Doremalen not getting quite the catch on Milanov. Milanov very close to Lozzi here into turn 3 and 4. Nothing done yet. Look at the back of the grid. Doesn't look like there's been any mistakes yet. Camera on Doremalen now. Going into turn 7. Tosa complex. Hook is right up there as well with Crafter not far away. Slipstream being on these cars very strong. As now we're going through Piratella. And now Acqua Minerale, really famous, really difficult to nail it here. First round, first lap being quite clean yet. Now going through Variante Alta. Milanov has made a mistake. Doremalen getting closer now. Doremalen not quite getting the catch that he wants, but Milanov also not catching to Lozzi. The gap already being 6 tenths. Look at how much time they want to catch on this track. They're going on the inside as close as possible. Eyes behind as Hogue is catching a bit of slipstream from Doremalen now through turn 1, 2 and 3. Lap 1 looked like it was clean, not many mistakes, but in the back we see some position changes, but it looks like not many mistakes. And now we are up here with Nilsson and Pierce. They're very close battle, and Pierce does a mistake through turn 7. Goes a bit wide, catching too much cup. In the back we see a spin. I believe that was Correa spinning. But also here Nilsson taking too much off the grass. Pierce is getting a great run through Acqua Minerale. It's gonna see a move here at Variante Alta. Doesn't quite look like it. There's a mistake from Nilsson. Side by side now goes Crafter. Pierce on Nilsson, and he gets the move done down the inside. As that was Crafter going wide there as well. Not catching quite to Hogue, but now eyes behind again. Nilsson wants to take his run back, but again now we're eyes with many cars. Doremalen taking the slipstream, but now let's see a race start here. Look at our mini cars going side by side into turn 2, as turn 1 is right after the finish line. Looks like it's clean till now, but there's been a mistake. Oh no, there's a huge incident that we missed. That looks like it was between Wilson and Kain. Oh, that must have been a big hard take. As they get a good bit of a good qualifying. So that was also a mistake again from Wilson through Acqua Minerale. Kain catching that position. but obviously eyes also onto the left there. We can't forget the battle for first. Now at lap 2, what happened here between Lega and Correa? It looks like there's been running very close together. And there's been a mistake by them, bit of a brake check, I believe, from Correa, but they spun it. Also, there's the spin that I saw before with Patarozzi, who spun it. Sad to see a bit of mistakes happening into turn 1 and into lap 1 and 2. But now, I believe that's Villanov going wide there through Variante Alta. No, through there was Tosa. So now Dodemalin has catched a lot to Milanov. So Ice now on board with Dodemalin. These top 3 are so close together, and there's not a lot of laps, only 24 around this short Italian Grand Prix. Who will take the crown here today? Dodemalin has to see if he can catch Villanov with last race in Miami, where Milanov has won it with Lossi's mistake. So we gotta see if Dodemalin can catch it today. Look how close they are. Dodemalin right on that gearbox. As now through turn 5 and 6, Dodemalin nearly made a mistake now through Tosa. Is there going to be a move? Dodemalin could take him out of the inside line where Milanov goes a bit wide. But it doesn't look like Milanov has lost too much time there. But this is the corner through turn 10 where a lot of mistakes can happen. Now through Aquaman, Dodemalin does a mistake. Cuts the corner. He has to watch out for those, as too many of those can result into a penalty. So top 2 battle here as Lossi takes this chance, this opportunity to run away, and Dodemalin tries to keep the tension on Milanov. Does not want to break that slipstream, and just camera on here. This battle is just too much. We have to see with mistakes and also switch up this very much. We saw these two having battles all over the calendar, all over the season. Will there be something happen towards the two? Now we got to see a replay between the Almeida and Legla battle that's happened in lap 4. Through turn 5 and 6, I believe nothing happened here. So through Tosa, I believe this happened. There was a mistake, as we see many mistakes happen through Tosa. There's a great run through Lega and Tosa, and getting the run through turn 9. This battle also happening on track, and now Acqua Minerali, not a corner where you usually see overtakes done, and Legla has done it nicely dead into the inside. Great run from him, and wow, I must say, through Acqua Minerali, you don't really see often overtakes, as it's just such a difficult corner. But now Dodemalin getting a great run onto the main straight on Milanov, but just can't quite catch that time that he wants, and he just stays behind on that rear diffuser of Milanov. That black car of Milanov really scary there, but Dodemalin not quite breaking the slipstream here. Just keeping the gap under the second, even under the half a second. As these are difficult parts of corners. Obviously, being this following car, you get the dirty air effect. And through Acqua Minerali, you just quite feel it. And now, both do a mistake through Variante Alta. Now we have Sam there, lapped car, getting out of the way nicely, having to be in the way a bit of Dodemalin there. But it doesn't look like Dodemalin has lost too much time, as in the slipstream he is. But it looks like the gap being around the half a second mark. So if Dodemalin can take this time and catch her back, we know Dodemalin is a bit better through sector 1 than Milanov is, as the time keeps dropping through here. Can Dodemalin bring something to the battle for Milanov? He knows there's a battle for the championship. He has drop rounds, but he already missed out one round, and he cannot afford to miss out more. This is a battle for who gets the most better positions, obviously, in the championship. This is how it is. But with Milanov's last race win, Dodemalin has to check what he can do here. Any battle, any top battle he can get, any win he can get is what he wants. And Lossi has taken it this one for the first time with 1.6 seconds gap already in between these two. So this is great to see from our top 3 drivers. This is the first time we also see someone being able to win, to have a chance at first place. Lossi having it last time in Miami with Milanov always following closely. This time it doesn't look like Milanov has been able to keep that gap close. As now we see a battle here between Correa and Zwijgenberg back then in lap 8. 1 lap ago, I believe there was a mistake there from Zwijgenberg going out of turn 17 and that gives the position to Korea for the P13. And also same lap battle here for Kain and Almeida in lap 9 through turn 9. We see not a lot of moves here. There's a huge sausage curb on the inside, but Kain does it nicely and finishes the move, but doesn't quite do it and spins it round. That's what I mean with not many overtakes happening through Aqua Minerale. As that's just a complex of corners where you have to just fight the car through, and there's just not too much you can do. As Milanov does a mistake through turn 7. As Dodemalin is starting to lose a bit of time here on Milanov. Looks like he's been pushing it too much. Having to see maybe with the pit ratio of refueling who has gone for the more aggressive strategy. Obviously we're gonna see one pit stop each from our drivers, and these tanks can only handle half to not even half of race length. So we gotta see who takes the best strategy with the fuel here. So now Dodemalin around the 7/10 mark on Milanov. That's something that it's not quite that he wants, as he was around the 3/10 mark a few laps ago. So Dodemalin has to start pushing a little bit, but Emilia is a track where you can't really afford to push too hard, as we saw Kain showing us what happens if you push it too hard through Aqua Minerale and you spin it round. There's now battle for 4th between Crafter and Hulk. Hulk is the first time here that he's not on a battle for the podium, as Hulk was usually battling Lozzie, so this will greatly help Lozzie in a championship battle between him and Hulk. But Crafter having to his eyes out now for P4. You gotta see what he can bring us around this track, as we see our first pit stops going on with Zeigbeck, and now Dodemalin as well following in. That's what I've been saying. Now lap 12, around the halfway mark of the race, his first fuel up. So how will Milanov and Lozzie respond there? He goes out immediately. That was a quick stop from him. Coming out in P5. Behind the battle here for previous P4, now P3. So there's something to look out for. As looking at the leaderboards, it doesn't look like quite a few switch-ups yet. So this is quite a following race. Gotta see just how this is more of a battle for the championship, as I see Hulk going wide. That's lost him a lot of time to craft that off Aqua Minerale. There's the gap, is not even under 2/10. We see a replay here where my eyes on the left as well. There's a overtake from Correa to Patarozzi, I believe this was, onto the main straight with the slipstream effect down to turn 1 going side by side. And he does the later braking and goes down the inside. Nice move from him. Really well done. And now back for the battle for P3. You just see behind Dodemalin having his eyes up as well, but mostly being a spectator for this battle here for 3rd. Hulk's mistake out of turn 10 cost him a lot of time, and Crafter now has the advantage. Now having to work sadly with the dirty air. Can he manage to bring something? Going wide through turn 7. Now turn 9. Doesn't look like many mistakes happen. I believe that was Hulk going wide again. But now there's a battle here for, I believe this is Lozzie unlapping himself. Yes, Dodemalin has gained a lot of time. Now both going into the pit lane. Okay, now I see there's a pit lane battle. Eyes on Dodemalin as well. Let's see inside. They're going inside of each other in the pit lane. That's Dodemalin in the back. We see his red car there. Lozzie is out. Milanov is out, and Dodemalin gets it. Dodemalin's undercut has been great, and he's up in the lead. Wow. That's unbelievable scenes. The undercut has worked greatly for Dodemalin. I believe the battle between Hulk and Milanov and all of the unlapping had just slowed them too much down. As now we have the battle with Hulk and Crafter here for first. Dodemalin following them. He wants to get this position done as soon as possible, so he gets the upper hand on Lozzie and Milanov. But these two up ahead also have to pit up soon, as there's a back marker going wide. He has to let these cars through soon, as this is a five-way battle here. There's a mistake from Hulk. No one goes to the pit lane, so Dodemalin has to find a way through these as soon as Milanov goes past Lozzie in the back. Now there's side by side onto the grass for Crafter. 3 is too wide. That has been an incident. There's been a huge incident, and Milanov takes it on Dodemalin, and Lozzie now on the back of Dodemalin. That's a huge incident for Crafter on Hulk, And now these three are so close to each other. This battle here for first place just doesn't calm down enough. The switch up of the pit lane. These three are so close together. And Lozzy takes a bad end of the stick and falls down as Milanov has to cut the corner for a back marker. Milanov losing time to Dodemalen, but Lozzy is also on the back. We know Lozzy has the pace. Can he just manage to bring it round? As now through turn 17, it doesn't look like a move yet, but now with the slipstream, can Milanov defend to Dodemalen? Or can Lozzy maybe take a look here for an overtake? These three are so close together, not even half a second in between each other. Look, they're all on the same camera, so close together. The difficult part here through Tamburello and now through Villeneuve and now through Tosa. Look how close. There is a mistake from a back marker Milanov has to avoid, but it doesn't look like he's lost too much time here. It's now Dodemalen is starting to lose to Milanov. The gap has gone up to 7/10. Lozzy's still on that half a second. So we see that Lozzy's slipstream attack will be stronger than Milanov's with Dodemalen on Milanov, but also Hoke up in front. So now we see a replay of what happened between P10 and P9. I believe this was an overtake. But obviously eyes on the left as Milanov wants to get past Hoke, but there's an incident. There was an incident in lap 12 between Algueda and Almeida. Algueda has spun around, but that gave an overtake spot for Kain as they go side by side for turn 2 here through Tamburello. Kain has done it down the inside and now he's done it around the outside. That's with a bit of contact there. With many things happening with our leading battle here. There's been also in the back. Oh, that was Wilson. Heavy incident through a Variante Alta. Now back with a leading pack here as Hoke goes really wide. Milanov having to find a way through soon as Dodemalen is right on the rear now. Milanov has lost too much time to Hoke. There he goes into the pit lane now. Milanov having to defend now to Dodemalen. The slipstream being super strong. Dodemalen went to get the outside line. Here into turn 1 and now turn 2. Lozzy losing out, but Dodemalen not quite managing to do it. Milanov's defense being great here around Emilia. Lozzy wanted to catch up. He had the pole position. He wants to get his first win of the season, having lost it out in Miami and now losing it out here in Emilia. Can Lozzy bring something finally? Milanov runs away again. We know that Milanov has a bit of a pace advantage on Dodemalen, so Dodemalen just has to pray that something happens to Milanov. But Lozzy also have to pray that something happens between these two. There's a mistake from Milanov there, going through Variante Alta and Dodemalen, just catching a bit of time here. These three are not letting go of each other as we're nearing the end of the race. These drivers have been pushing it from the absolute limits from the start of the race. But Milanov looks like he's getting the best end of the stick here, with that just the gap increasing. It's half a second now, but I see some back markers up ahead. So we gotta see just how these top three have managed to handle their way through those back markers. I see there now on the left, that's Kain, leaving them past. So now Dodemalen doesn't quite catch the slipstream here through turn 8. But now on Aqua Minerale, doesn't quite get that upper hand, as it looks like Milanov just is a bit better through those complex of corners. But Dodemalen catches through Variante Alta now through turn 17. The gap has dropped a little now, half a second between the two. That means the slipstream is the strongest for those cars. And now we see the gap just staying on the half a second, maybe dropping a little into turn 2. It just dropped quite a little under the half a second, but not enough. That's a back mark up ahead. I think that's Nilsson there is. No, that's Zweigberg letting them pass. That's Milanov goes too wide, and he does a mistake. Does he catch it? He catches it, but Dodemalen is out side by side into turn 9, and he makes the move stick. What a battle here with the mistake from Milanov on the back mark. And now as Lozzy also have a chance. Milanov wants to have to move back now through Variante Alta. Does Milanov do something? No mistakes there from the top 2, but Lozzy goes a bit wide, losing out a bit of a run. But Milanov has to avoid Dodemalen going into turn 17, giving Lozzy a good run. Now with the slipstream, these two are so close together, 2 tenths between Lozzy and Milanov. And now into turn 2. Look at the gap. Lozzy is looking for the inside line. Milanov defends it greatly, but has to cut the corner. And now Lozzy has another chance into Villeneuve. Does he manage to bring something? Dodemal now runs away between this battle for first. With Milanov's huge mistake in lap 20 with only 4 laps to go. Milanov has to bring something. Lozzy's still here in third, but can he bring Milanov a battle that he wants? Lozzy looks like he's losing out a bit. The pace not being there as he wants it. But Dodemal with that great luck has both go wide. Milanov had a bigger mistake and Lozzy gets a better run into turn 17. Wants to get the switchback move, but doesn't quite do it. Doesn't get a better run out of turn 18. And now slipstream through the main straight. Oh, this battle here, Grace. And now we see the battle here for second and third. And this looks like Dodemal has run away a bit with the battle, but now through turn 7. Can Lozzy bring something on Milanov? They are really close together. Lozzy just does not want to break the slipstream a little. Dodemal is already out of the slipstream effect as Milanov does a mistake out of turn 9. And now through Aqua Minerale, it just looks like Milanov takes it a bit better. We see that he makes mistakes always through Variante Alta, but this time he didn't. 2 laps to go. We're gonna cross the line for lap 23 with only this little much to go. There's now the gap has increased between the 3 of them. It looks like the pressure has crumbled between Milanov and Lozzy, and Dodemal has worked his way perfectly round these 2. And he's now managed to be up in P1 with starting in third. Lozzy having pole position, losing out the most here. Milanov staying where he was. It's not what Milanov wants us. This is a championship. For the championship battle, crucial. As with the drop rounds, it still counts that Milanov and Dodemal are basically still up there with points, still similar. So this time, Dodemal will get the upper hand through Aqua Minerale, through Variante Alta. Now Lozzy keeps going way too wide there, losing out time. It just looks like Lozzy is pushing way too much to stay with Milanov. And now through the final couple corners into the final lap, Dodemal crosses the line. Now it's the final lap of the race, and the battle for first has started to calm out down a little. Milanov looks like he doesn't have a shot anymore, but Lozzy still looks like he has a shot for P2. Well, it looks like here now with the rear wing camera, you see just how much of a gap Dodemal has built in the past final corners. And now Lozzy has to catch it. I see Dodemal has started to catch to some back markers. Let's hope that doesn't affect this battle here in the final laps. But now through Aqua Minerale for the final time. Milanov does it greatly, Dodemal does it greatly, and Lozzy does it greatly. And now Variante Alta, Dodemal through there, clean. You see here the final couple corners, Dodemal rounds the final corner, goes onto the main straight, and you see the chase, and you see everyone being happy, and Dodemal wins the Emilia Grand Prix. Milanov follows in second and Lozzy in third. Wow. I've started to lose my voice there in the final laps. Sorry about that, but this was a battle here that I was not expecting. Crafter goes for 4th. Great race from him. He was fighting Hulk. Crafter goes for 5th, Hulk 4th, as they've been fighting it here in they've been fighting it the entire race, and Hulk just looks like he gets a better end of it, and Crafter finishes 5th, as we see the rest of the grid now ending their race. Great race from everybody, and I must say, this has kept me up on my toes, and I said, this Emilia race has given us some great action, and I just cannot believe. For me, I say the driver of the day was Dodemal with his great battle for first, and how he just kept his cool even with the back markers. As now we see the grid for the final time with Milanov having left. We see that it's not quite correctly. I will go through it after the race, but this was a great battle. And I just must say, this was, for the first time ever, a elite battle, which I was not expecting between 3 drivers now. As Emilia Grand Prix comes to an end, I hope to see you again in the next round, Monaco Grand Prix. Let me take you now for the final time through the championship positions. Jason Milanov rounds out our first first position, Dordemal, obviously having that drop round, he will be a bit closer as those 17 points will drop a little. Lozzy being in third, and fourth being Elias Hoke, being really consistent there, not losing out. Average finishing position of fourth between Elias. Lozzy's sadly dropped down to third this race. Brandon Pierce up in P5 and P6 Valniemi. P7 in the championship is Antonio Correa, and 8th Laszlo Sabo. 9th is Diego Rosado, and 10th Cadillac Crafter. Great race from him today. He finished P5 and he's on par with points with Gustav Bettings, who is missing out a bit, but obviously drop rounds counting. With all these drivers missing a few rounds, they can always drop them. They can drop 7 rounds this season, I believe that was. So with all these rounds missing, we see at the end of the season how the actual championship battle has been going on. And that was our top 10 of the championship battle. So thank you so much for watching this Emilia Grand Prix. As I said before, next round being the Monaco Grand Prix. I can't wait to see you there. And the next one we also will have interviews. So thank you so much for watching and see you then. Goodbye.